The thing is, I try to tell people you don't have the ability to do anything about feminine, well, I can't even call it feminine, people who love to attack with no logic, no intellect. And you sound arrogant to them because you're in a place of mathematics, logic, and they're not in a place of logic. They don't want to participate in anything that's quote unquote logical. And one of the reasons for that is because for them speaking there in polite logic, they end up losing. And this is why being mad at them, it's a waste of your time because they're not in a position to be polite and logical. Part of the reason that men walk away so much and that some of these dudes are overly verbal about walking away. I just don't believe you're supposed to be overly verbal about walking away. If you're going to walk, just walk. But the reason why a lot of these dudes are in that mental position is because what's the use? Is what they're saying. Why argue? Why be upset? And this is what I tell dudes all the time. Look, don't be mad at women. Just walk. Just walk. Just walk. Stop. If you stop helping them, they'll come to realize that they need help. But you dudes, whether it be Instagram, some type of porn fantasy you have, you're constantly helping them. And if you're not helping them, one of your friends is helping. And that's really what the problem is. So I know dudes enjoy trying to blame women. I know dudes enjoy trying to belittle women. But you're just behaving like a woman when you do that stuff. You don't want to hear it that way, but that's really what it is. The best thing for you, me, all of us, simply walk away. Remove yourself. Remove your power. Your power to protect is more important than your power to express your anger. Your power to protect and taking that power away is more important than your power to express your anger. Because nobody respects anger. They respect your military power not being there. Nobody respects anger. They respect your military power not being there. And I was speaking to the homie in Chicago, and some of the things he realizes, and so on and so forth. But it's like I say all the time, in the male wisdom I try to put forth, we don't have to participate like boys. We don't have to participate like hurt individuals. We don't. We should be constantly seeking power, powerful moves, powerful positions, powerful careers. If we got to sit up here and overly explain ourselves, then we've made the wrong choice and we need to remove ourselves. Shout out to Kwame X. He says, why not be verbal about why you're leaving? Kwame, listen to what you're saying, brother. I mean, why are you going to tell the enemy that you're leaving? Hey, enemy, I'm out of here. You're going to do terrible without me. Why? 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 Even if you said, hey, enemy, I'm out of here. You're going to do terrible without me. It's like a singer leaving the band. If you just leave the band and you're confident that you're going to do well going solo, why do you have to turn to the band and tell the band how terrible they're going to do without you? So respectfully, Kwame, that's a young minded thing to do. tell the band that you leaving the band. Who cares? If you feel like you about to go make more money and you can do all these concert shows without paying the band, then you great. When Lionel Richie left the Commodores, do you think he turned around and told the Commodores, "Ha ha"? You think what's that dude uh Rich Kid or whatever his name is when he left I can't even think some of the younger rappers, but when a rapper leaves a group, man, he ain't sitting up here trying to make sure everybody. So Kwame say it may help the next bro and warn the younger generation. Yeah, it'll warn the younger generation, but there's a difference between telling the younger generation don't do it and then teasing the person you leaving. So I will agree with you halfway. You can say that you don't want to participate in that type of situation, like the whole don't get married thing. Go adopt a son. Do that. That's one way of saying it. But if you're like, you'll do terrible without me. I mean, I just don't understand how that's better. Well, you see, the younger generation of bros have always been getting warned. The younger generation of bros have always been getting warned. But we warn y'all about your penis. Nobody wants to hear that, Kwame. Nobody wants to hear that part of it. We warn you about your penis. It really ain't these chicks. It's the fact that many black dudes want free sex, but free sex gets you in trouble. Let me say it again, Kwame. We have always warned you, but we warn you about your penis. Many dudes want free sex, but free sex got Kobe Bryant in trouble. If Kobe Bryant had just paid for his sex and kept it moving, he wouldn't even be in any issue. But you cannot go through this life trying to have it both ways as a warrior. Now, if you want to be a court jester and have it both ways, then that's fine. And I understand some of the stuff I say seems bad, man. I totally get it. I've come to accept that people, really, say, Q, why do you have to say it like that? But I came from a warrior environment. You know what I'm saying? And I had warrior people shape who I am today. And when you come from a warrior environment, a lot of times, man, you're not in a position to, I know sometimes I sound condescending and, but I come from a warrior environment. My dad was a warrior, a-ho, but a warrior. My mother was a warrior, uncles, aunts. Growing up, man, I saw people really tackle life. So it's difficult for me to have a non-warrior type of conversation. That I just don't. I haven't mastered the ability to have a non-warrior conversation. So still working on it. Still trying to understand how to talk from a defeated point of view. It's I've been defeated several times, and I still think like a warrior. So with that said, let's go back to the women. So what I'm trying to say is, and hello to you, Broccoli. Dudes don't stick their thing in crazy, ladies. Don't let crazy stick is the thing. And you know what? Look, a lot of dudes feel like the only power they can get is through sex. A lot of dudes, I'm at my job looking how to be more powerful. I've been at my new job, 2 months, and I'm already looking at how I can excel. That's what I'm focused on. I'm not focused on chasing down chicks. I mean, chicks are going to be there. The more money I make, chicks are going to be there. It's to the point where I got like I had one girl told me that she's practicing her femininity and she just wants to exclusively be with one man. And if she don't want a relationship. Now I see, because I make money, these are the type of women I bump into because I put myself in positions that cost. I put myself in situations where I have these unique type of conversations. So the woman, she was like, I don't want to date. I just want one guy. Now she wants somebody to cake her. Okay, recognize game. She wants somebody to cake her. But in return, you get to have threesomes. You get to I'll be sexually ready whenever you need. Da 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 da. And she just puts out this laundry list of because she's an actress. She's an actress. She's trying to be in movies, and she wants to focus on what she wants to focus on. But she's trying to put herself in a position where, okay, you get all the benefits of a girlfriend and a closed mouth. Because like she's like, but I would just like this monetary thing in return. This is the way life is, man. Now, if you a dude who and I got friends who got it like this. If you a dude who you select a woman like this, she gets X amount of dollars, she don't stay with you. You know, y'all have all these type of adventures together. What difference does it make? What difference does it make? You dealing with a woman who's giving you what you want. What the black man today, or should I say the young black boy, the young black boy doesn't want to put any money into the pot to get this fantasy. He doesn't want to pay for gas. He doesn't want to put, and that's a good way of doing whatever it is you're doing, but it's hard to achieve anything like that. Hold on for a minute. I hear somebody out by my car. Hold on. All right. So sorry about that. You got to watch your neighborhood, man. There's somebody sleeping out near where my house is, sleeping in their car. And I'm like, what is this dude trying to do? Scope the neighborhood, trying to see who's going to be gone at what time. And man, you got to be really diligent about watching after your stuff. Anyway, so my point is, man, you gotta really, really, really understand where all this comes from. Now let's get to the topic. Now that you understand all that, you're not going to get many women who are trying to be polite. You're not going to get many women because they wasn't trained like that. Yeah, everything's good. He's it's 4 in the morning and some older black man is sleeping out in his limo. Uh, I've seen the car before, and he just popped his trunk, and I heard it. That's what I heard. But and people, when you're dealing with women, man, most of them ain't gonna try to be polite. We as dudes got to get that out of our head. They most of them, man, they constantly thinking who they gonna battle. They constantly thinking where's the next war. You're not gonna fix that. You're just not. And you got to stop trying to fix it. Just walk away. Remove yourself. Take your power elsewhere. That's really the only solution you got. Remove yourself. Don't put yourself in a position where you got to entertain women who are not polite. I was on a panel the other day. I'm going to post it on this channel, but I was on a panel and it was me versus three women. And I like these environments because I like being intellectual, and they trying to trigger me, trying to get me upset, and even women in the chat room trying to claim I'm triggered. See, all that type of stuff. This is why we can't really work with them. And the point is not to argue with them. Just remove yourself. Now, I was at work at my desk doing this. A lot of times people are like, Q, how can you be at work and be on YouTube? Because I make choices and decisions professionally that allow me to do those type of moves. You know, I don't have a job. I have a career. That's a totally different thing, you know. So I'm up here with these women having this conversation. And this is why I say to women, and I said in the midst of all those women, that's why these white women and these non-black women and these black women from Europe, black Dutch women, I'm going to put some Dutch women who were speaking about black love on this channel. And that's why so many of those women have less issues, because they're in a mindset of they don't have to participate like that. They don't have to interact the way USA women interact. USA women are in a constant state of being unprofessional. USA women are in a constant state of trying to belittle others, even other women. A lot of non-USA black women don't have that problem. They might have it every once in a while, every blue moon, but majority of them don't have that problem because they have a different culture. They have a culture that tells them doing that type of behavior is not good. They have a culture that tells them behaving like that is not acceptable. It's not okay. And see, that's the big difference. That's the huge difference between the two. Is that in this culture, what they preach all the time is attack, 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 attack. That's what they're constantly preaching. Attack. Nobody wants to interact with people like that. Nobody wants to roll with people like that. And when you're dealing with people who are doing that type of stuff, what's the first thing you do? You remove yourself. And that's what more guys have to start realizing. Arguing is not the way. Being upset is not the way. Got to start removing yourself. Because majority of them are not looking for peace. They're not looking for tranquility. They're not looking to be polite. They're looking to attack. It has nothing to do with logic. It has nothing to do with the advancement of your children or you as a man. It's all about, for many of them, not all of them, but for many of them, it's all about temporary control. The whole house can burn down as long as they feel like for that one brief moment they were in control. And it's the most suicidal thing that you will ever see. But it's what they do. It's what they do. And you're not going to undo what they do. That's simply what they do. The quicker you admit to yourself, hey, look, a lot of these women are really not trying to be nice, polite people. A lot of these women are really not trying to be caring, loving at all. The minute you admit that to yourself, now you'll start being less angry at women. You'll stop being overly concerned with how they do what it is they do. And you'll start to realize these particular people are not trying to be helpful in advancing my legacy and my children. You'll just accept it. It'll be like a calm feeling that just comes over you. I accept that these women want to destroy my children. Just accept it. Just say, hey, look, I accept it. And look, urban white women too, urban Asian women, same thing. SYSBM is not what you think it is. SYSBM, you may have heard one or two people, but SYSBM is not what you think it is. Kwame, I've been around longer than SYSBM. I saw when Mad Bus Driver first created that. Let's take this for just on GP, Kwame. There is one creator of SYSBM, and he wears a helmet on his head. There is one creator of SYSBM, and he wears a helmet on his head. Forget whoever else you heard. They are not the creators of SYSBM. There's only one guy. Man of Tomorrow is not the creator. Kuriaki is not the creator. Sigma Jones is not the creator. None of these guys you hear is the creator of SYSBM. They have one creator. And that guy is married to an Asian woman. Okay? That guy. Well, Kwame, you should know because see, when you speak about any topic, Kwame, I want you to get the habit of researching in detail because a lot of times things are not what it appears to be. Kwame, you got Nyla and Taz right now being exposed as scammers by more than 20 YouTubers. That's unprecedented on YouTube. 20 people are complaining about them being scammers, and 3 of those people used to be friends of Nyla. Black folks got to start vetting people. They got to start researching stuff. So when it comes to SYSBM, Mad Bus Driver wants everybody to go out and just fuck as many bitches as possible. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but it puts you in trouble. It puts you in trouble. Don't think you're going to go to another country, screw a lot of chicks, and at some point in time, somebody going to get you. Because even the white man gets got when he go out there to do it. Don't cry, I'm a black man, if a Chinese dude catches you in the alley and starts sticking you, stabbing you because you done left 2 or 3 illegitimate babies with some Chinese chick. Stuff like that happens, man. I heard about the Japanese girl had to lead a baby in the alley that she had by some black man. See, this stuff goes on and on. And when black dudes have that unpopular image, Kwame, it makes it bad for all of us. Makes it bad for you, makes it bad for me. So it's a problem. What's my philosophy on SYSBM. SYSBM does not have a philosophy. Their whole thing is to hate chicks, speak about chicks all the time. What I preach as far as a wolf, chicks are not relevant to your walk as a man. Chicks are not relevant to your walk as a man. Chicks are not relevant to your walk as a man. As a wolf, you should not even be concerned about chicks until you're after 30, 34. Seriously. Seriously, you really shouldn't even be concerned. If you want sex, go to a brothel. Don't get no, because see, a brothel prevents you from getting people pregnant. A brothel lets you go have your sexual fun. A orgy, go to an orgy. If you don't want to go to a brothel, go to an orgy. But don't sit up here and date chicks. Why? You're supposed to be focused on progressing for the sake of your son. You're supposed to be building for the sake of your son. You're supposed to be buying 2, 3 houses for the sake of your son. I debate women for fun. I think it's, for me, it's fun, and it keeps me calm because I'm in the middle of a storm. I'm getting insults from women, and I'm just calm as all outdoors. That's why I do it. And it helps me at work when people say crazy stuff to me. Kwame, I've already had some stupid conversation. And then there's those women who are positive. 20% of the women are positive. So, question, do you see women as equals? I see women as master manipulators. That's it. I see women as master manipulators. And some women take that master manipulator stuff and they calm it down and they help you build your family. That's just the reality of it. That's all I see. I don't see the whole equals thing. I just feel like they claim that they're equal, so let them stop helping them. Stop helping them. And when you stop helping them, you won't have any more complaints. Kwame, will you get that box off the top shelf? Yeah, I'm already busy. I got something I need to do, but I know there's a chair around here somewhere. I'm quite sure you can get it. Now, if she falls and breaks her ankle, she will have better appreciation next time she asks anybody to get something off the top shelf. She'll have better appreciation by putting it on the top shelf. Now, if she gets it down herself, great. She will feel like your equal and she'll do it all on her own until she gets 60. Then her body won't let her do it. See, what y'all got to understand, Kwame, women get real appreciative after 55, 60 years old. Because all of that rah, rah, rah in their 20s and 30s is gone. That's why I tell dudes, when it comes to marriage, don't even focus on marriage of any woman, especially American women, American white women too, until you get around 35, 45 years old. Because the women are not ready mentally for marriage until then. Like I said, you might have 20% that are, but most of them just not ready. Kwame said, okay, you know better than I do. I've just been around and I've experienced firsthand. It's not an assumption. I wish I could show you Mad Bus Driver on this other channel. He got nothing but porn. I mean, real spread open sex. So if the creator is focused on white women like that, you know what his agenda is. I mean, you know, it ain't building, it's just busting a nut. Brock Lee, due to my religious belief, I don't sleep around. And to be honest, I've missed out on a lot of nonsense. It's not necessary for you to do it, Brock Lee. Sleeping around, put it this way. There's a difference between sleeping around and having multiple sex partners. There's a big difference. Sleeping around is you interacting verbally and mentally with other people, verbally and mentally. If you want to go find one woman, two women, three women who just want to be your occasional sex partner, that's a totally different thing. If you want to go hire three women to have sex with, that's a business arrangement. Sex is not the problem. It's the problem is connecting with people mentally and verbally. You don't have to go through all that. You just don't have to. Wait. And if it's your religious belief, so be it. But I'm gonna give you better than your religious belief. Let it be your fear belief. You should be afraid of the sexual stuff until you get 35, 40 years old. If you want to participate in it, go ahead, but you should be afraid of it because it's where most guys have the biggest problem in life. They start to appreciate around 35 plus. Yeah. 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 Most of them don't really appreciate guys until they hit that part of life that makes them realize, wait a minute, my biology won't let me do what I thought I'd be able to do. Wait a minute, I'm doing too much. Hold on, I need to slow down. When she gets to that point, now all of a sudden, she can appreciate some dude wanting to be with her. Now all of a sudden, she don't mind walking up to you and introducing herself. Now it's totally different. Now, not for all of them, but for a majority of them, it's a night and day thing. Totally different. And then they start speaking to you differently, also, like you're an actual human being. So that's just how it goes, man. That's just how it goes. Okay, I got some exercising to do, and my landscaper is going to be here. Oh, we got a couple of more people. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Oh, you heard me on Jason Black's channel. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I went on Jason's channel because one thing, Kwame, even though I do know a lot, I try to open myself up to other critiques. Now, I knew most of the stuff I knew that Jason was saying, but I wanted to hear it from another person because sometimes as Mr. Research, if I only hear my own voice, Kwame, then that's bad. If Kwame only hears Kwame's voice, that's bad. You gotta hear other men, other warriors, and their interpretation. Professional male and don't want no woman over 35. I'm a professional male and don't want no woman over 35. Here's the thing, though. So you got two things going on, Kwame. How old are you, Kwame? You got two things going on, Kwame. The woman over 35 is more of a helpmate if you give her your top 10 questions. On your third date, you should have 10 questions for this chick, and she should be able to pass 70% of your 10 questions on your third date. If you get a younger woman, okay, you're 46, so you're around my age. If you get a younger woman, Kwame, that's a lot of teaching, and you got to be prepared for that. And your money has to be disposable. Like $1,000 can't mean too much to you. $500 can't mean too much to you. Okay. So if you're in your mid 40s like I am, and you got $500 that don't mean too much to you, then yeah, a younger chick is cool. But you always got to remember, a young in any female, old or young, is always going to have the ability to divorce you, always going to have the ability to leave. This is why you try not to have children by women. It's better for you to go adopt a child or have a surrogate child. That way, that child is yours, and that woman can come and go. Like I tell people that I date, hey, lady, I'm not having children. I'm having a surrogate child. So if you want to be part of that, then you see what I'm saying. I let women know out the gate. So what I'm trying to say to you is, Kwame, if you get a younger woman, you must be prepared to not care about $500. Okay. Because most of your interaction with this younger woman, she wants to have the ability to turn to her girlfriends and say, look how Kwame takes care of me. And if you're not prepared to do that, you're more likely going to ultimately have problems with this woman around the 7-year, 10-year thing. If you just 46 and you want to date younger women, then we all got to be honest. You're just looking for women to fool around with for free. You can get those same younger women by just going to a brothel or going to an orgy. I done been to so many orgies. I'm kind of tired of sexual activity, to be honest. Okay. So Kwame, if money's not an issue, then I got to ask you a question. You should come online. I dropped the link. But if money's not an issue, Kwame, then the thing I would have to ask you is, what is your purpose for being with a chick, period? Is it just to paint butterflies on her back? Is I mean, what's the purpose of being with a chick? Because if the purpose is to grow your legacy, get more land, then the older chick is going to be more strategic. Unless the younger chick got a great career, that'll be a benefit to your bank account. So talk to me, Kwame. So while we're waiting for Kwame, thank you for the donations, you guys, to the PayPal and the Cash App. Let me say again, the reason why I take donations, yeah, I do make money, but the reason why I take donations because it's basic business. It's basic business. I give my time in these videos, and if y'all notice, I delete a lot of videos. So my videos, and click the bell if you want to know when I'm dropping the next video. Click the bell. Make sure the bell has parentheses on the sides of it. That way you'll get everything that I drop. Here's the thing, fellas. Life is very strategic. Okay. Oh, wait. Kwame is here. Let's maximize our time. Kwame, give me your thoughts, brother.
Hey, how you doing, brother? First time on this situation with this street yard. Uh, I'm a professional black male doctor. Once again, I've been through the underground, all the orgies, brothels, travel the world, and just thinking about settling down. I think older chicks actually have hard headed and stuck in their ways, and I don't really need them for financial gain. Or actually, I don't really value most of them opinion or anything. As long as they can do what I say and just follow orders, why not?
Absolutely. And I'm glad that you said that. Now, let me let the people who are listening understand something out the gate. You see how easily Kwame just said what industry he's in and how he's doing? That's because there's a peace and tranquility over his life as a man. Mistakes in the past, victories in the past, all that stuff is irrelevant. How he's living now is relevant. This is why I say many YouTubers do not live the life that y'all think they live. Okay? Because you guys don't know what they actually do in the real world. Now, Kwame, I think I've told, I say it here all the time on what I do. I work in medical finance. So, so doctor, I process all of your policies, all of your coding, all of your billing.
Right.
That stuff is difficult.
Yeah. You're important. Exactly. That's how you get paid, brother.
I'm protecting your NPI.
I appreciate it. Exactly. I appreciate it highly. Thank you.
So here's another thing I want you guys to pay attention to. You see how Kwame and I, as brothers, were able to identify our industry, and we have a significant work. Now he knows what I do, so he knows I'm not broke. I know what he does, so I know he's not broke. My point is, fellas, if more black men were in positions, career choices, not just jobs, then you guys would also feel this peace and ease. Because just like Kwame said, hey, I got all that going on. I really need somebody to just listen. Great. So with that said, let me say this one more thing, Kwame. Please try to, when you see one of those brothers with a halfway decent brain apply to your department, your hospital, fight for that brother, please. Because I tell you, these women be trying to block dudes.
Oh, I know, brother.
Oh,
I try my best.
He didn't interview well, Kwame. What does that mean?
Exactly. that she don't like him, but he didn't flirt or something about him. Exactly.
You know what? Before we go into your question, I got this Japanese girl who is in our dermatology department.
Right.
Temp, doing real well, right?
Right.
And our department is mostly Filipino. Do you know they went out and got a fellow Filipino woman? And she does not even half of what the Japanese girl does?
Of course. They look out for each other.
Man, look, got her screwing up, and I overheard them say, because I'm the only brother, and I'm the third black person, right? But I'm in a different level.
Right.
And I overheard them say, "Oh, well, she only got two done today." And then the guy who's been like really up under her and champion for her, he said 2. And then the other guy said, "Yeah, just 2." Well, out of the 6, you mean she got 4 and she got 2? No, she's only done 2, and it's 1 o'clock. So guess what the apology guy does? He goes up and sits up under her all day
and help her,
just to help her. And I said, and Kwame, we got to bring you back at some point in time just to get the audio version of this conversation, just to dig into this. But I'm just amazed if more sisters understood how other cultures fight for their people and how many of our sisters work against our people in these type of scenarios. The comparison is night and day. But let's get to your thing real quick. So here's the thing, though, Kwame. When you go get somebody younger, or just in general, please, out the gate, let them know what your standard of living is and what's not going to change. Because what happens in the mind of women is one or two things happen. When we're professional, we kind of disguise it a lot, and we really shouldn't do that. One or two things happen. Either she recognizes this is what I'm going to have to do to maintain this life with Kwame.
Exactly.
Or she's going to be turned off.
Exactly. That's the way you can lead them real quick. Because there's some of them, the ones that know they can't compete, trust me, they roll their eyes and keep walking.
Right.
Because they know they can't compete with their standards. They're not up to par.
Right.
Basically. So you can weed through a lot of women that way. I agree with everything you say, brother. I really do. It's just the SYSBM. I really don't know too much about Mad Bus Driver, but I listened to what everybody else was saying, and I embrace I kind of take the nuggets out of what they're saying because I already lived that lifestyle before he even came up with this acronym
Right.
SYSBM.
Absolutely.
Exactly. I'm a world traveler. I got real estate all across the world.
There
I
you
know
go.
people, other cultures, everything else. That's all. But I
Yeah,
agree 100% what you say.
and you're absolutely right. See what had happened was he was over there doing his thing, and he saw this wolf. I was doing Alpha Male Wisdom at the time, and it had 42,000 subscribers.
Right.
And he had just started, and he started saying wolf this and wolf that. And I had a one-on-one conversation with the dude where I called into one of his shows. I said, dude, stop that wolf stuff, bro. I mean, my whole thing is not being apologetic toward women. And that's when he started saying straggle daggle. And this was back in 2014.
Yeah.
And I said, dude, look, whatever you do is what you do. But when you start belittling black, that ultimately affects you and or your children.
Correct. I
You,
do agree with that.
yeah, it's a public image thing, man. Don't.
Right.
I mean, you should be more intelligent than that.
Right.
And that's when he came up with SYSBM, and he started saying, okay, well, I'm not saying black women, I'm saying any straggle daggle. Okay, fine, then rock that.
Right.
And so that's when he first created it. So the problem is though, Kwame, is that some dudes use it as a KKK talking point, where
And I
they
agree.
where they get on these panels and they make everything about black
Right.
woman, she's a monkey, and all this type of stuff. And it's like, okay, fellas, just book a plane ticket and go.
Yeah. I'm gonna take it even further. It's not just black women, just they make it too much about women, period. Like it's about you, not the women.
Right. And females in general are not relevant to an advanced man.
Exactly.
It's just not relevant, man. It's like the only one that's relevant is the one that's additional to your pockets. Now, let me ask you this question while you're on here, and but wait a minute, I'm gonna back up and let you speak. Go ahead. You got something you want to say?
Nah, I'm cool, brother. Go ahead.
Well, but let me ask you this question because I was on a female panel the other day, and they were talking, and I was trying to tell them, look, advanced dudes are different than regular dudes. Advanced dudes just don't have time to be catering to a woman like that. And they said, well, what if she now please don't laugh, Kwame. This was a real.
Go ahead.
She said, what if she makes 85 and he makes 25? I said, 1,000? I said, why did she give him her number?
Exactly. That's more about control. They like men that can control. That's the issue. That their brother making 6+, they can't control him like that. And they gotta admit, hey, look, I like a man that can stay in pocket that I can control. And that's what that's all about. Right.
Right. And they went on to say, because I even brought that part up about the 60. And she said, well, sometimes the man don't want to advance and do better. And I said, what is do better? Some white dudes just want to sit in a rocking chair every day after work.
Exactly.
What the hell is advance? Well, shouldn't he want more of this and more of that, more challenges? I said, no. Some dudes are engineers, they fix elevators, and they make 70. They great. Got some stock investments.
Exactly.
They ain't stressing that extra 10, 15, 20 G's.
It's not worth it to them.
Hey, you guys are willing to, you talking about, and I said to the women, you're talking about that 85. You're willing to go out there and stress that 85. Right. Tackle that 85, and then come home and not be able to turn that manager switch off.
Exactly.
Not everybody.
I agree.
So what are your thoughts on women who believe that a man should realize that he needs to grow like she's growing?
Ooh, a woman, in other words, You gotta accept, like we accept them for who they are. They need to accept that man for who he is. If they don't like who he is, they need to get the hell on. Basically, some people live a minimalist lifestyle. You know, they
Right.
could take $20,000 and invest it and live very comfortably by themselves. This issue with them always trying to change a man is a problem, and I think that's where they run into all the issues.
Well, here's also what I said. I said, you know, with so many black women, because now I'm doing this series on this channel showing the history of black men who have financially bankrolled black women. Because you know, black women are always trying to say black men never help.
Oh, of course, I didn't help many become all kind of things, brother. I'm helping some right now, trust me.
Look, they don't probably forgot who the hell you were.
Most of them did, some of them don't.
It's crazy.
Exactly.
Well, this other narrative I try to tell women, black women specifically, okay, you're achieving all this stuff, and let's hear what you got to say, Kwame. But I said you're achieving all this stuff, black woman, but your kids don't see the benefit, and then they grow up and they're not, they can't say you're the one who really helped them succeed.
Yeah.
What are
I
your
agree.
thoughts?
I agree. They so focus on materialism that they're actually not teaching and training their young children to be productive members, nor are they spending time with these kids, quality time. And quality time is not about money, you know. And they neglected their role as a lady. I say in that aspect. They so busy with this masculine. I'm going to take on the world. I'm going to take on the world. They're not really paying attention to these young kids, especially the young boys, and that's why these young boys are in so much trouble. I know many. I didn't mess around with many 92 educated black women, and their son is flunking out of school, and these ladies have beyond college education. So yeah, I agree. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, absolutely. As a matter of fact,
Oh,
let me dig into that a little bit and just amaze you real quick, which really won't be too amazing. But I ran into this one young lady in Hayward, very Maryland. No, she was one of those thick, busty type of girls, right?
right.
And you know, with her back straight, you know, that type of girl.
Oh, yeah, in your face.
Yeah. She was like you know, so anyway, she was that,
Right.
and very nice, polite as far as social. You know, I would bump into her at the grocery store, and but one of the cashiers told me that the local homeless guy, and the only reason I noticed this black dude is because he's 6'6".
Right.
Local homeless guy is her son.
Wow.
Now, here's a woman. All the conversations I had with her, she's been some part of the city council or city something. She has these connections, you know, blah blah blah. And when I finally mentioned it to her, she said, "Yeah, that's my baby. You know, if he needs anything, blah blah blah." And you know what? And at some point in time, I wanted to get in the time machine and just go back and see how to
Exactly.
get to this point.
Amazing, right? Yeah. It's yeah. It's sad, brother. I agree, 100%. But
Because because as dad, I would have corrected this a while ago.
that's my point with they don't want that leadership or that guidance. They might have the education and some of them may have the money, but as far as a man being in a world to kind of guide them in certain aspects, they only want that when they need it for short term. But outside of that, they don't want to be under a rule of a man like that. They really don't. A
Now,
lot of them don't.
here's the weird thing for non-black women. They're not better. They just play the role better.
Exactly. That's my point with SYSBM. Like, dude, you gonna have the same issue no matter where you go in the world. A woman will, can I curse? Shit test you.
Oh, all day long, all day long.
Exactly. And that's what I want
Especially
these brothers
after
to
she's
know.
got whatever her achievement was.
Exactly.
Just like Asians. I try to tell people all the time. The goal of the Asian girl is to get her family over.
Right.
You can Jenny Ma with a Jeezy. What are your thoughts on that before I say anything?
Oh, I see. I'm busy, brother. I don't really do YouTube. That's
Okay,
why
cool.
I appreciate your. I appreciate you telling me what's going on with the, man bus driving and all that stuff because I don't really know the history of all that. I
Well,
was
well,
outside of the country, so
well,
I
well,
really don't do social media too much.
well. Jeezy is a rapper, and he just got with a Vietnamese girl from the Bay Area. But
Hmm.
let me give you the abridged version.
Go ahead.
So he's a rapper who used to sell drugs, but now he's in real estate and all these other things.
Okay.
And she's a female who created her own lane by creating a younger talk show that competes with The View. Barbara,
Oh.
yeah, that
Okay.
competes with The View.
Hmm.
I'm looking at it like this, and this is something I learned peeping out Jay-Z when he was trying to holler at Maya, because a lot of people don't know Jay-Z used to holler at Maya.
Hmm.
What I'm peeping out is he's selecting somebody that can add to his process. So even if they get divorced, he still won through knowledge.
Right.
It's just like you as a doctor interacting with a
Intern.
no, even greater than that.
Okay.
If you interact with a somebody from CMS,
Okay.
you see how that's a win.
Right. 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 You bringing an asset onto your team. I understand what you're saying.
So even if y'all divorce, now I got all these CMS connections.
Exactly. Exactly. I do understand where you're coming from, brother. All right. See, that's why I asked you about equals too. Like, do you see them as equals? And when you do find something that as your equal, are they willing to be cooperative and form together almost a power base like that? Am I making sense?
I'm going to say the same thing to you, Kwame, that I said to one of my Wolf students recently. Because you and I are smart and because we are achieved, we therefore have to humble ourselves even more so to get the greatest output with our connections.
Hmm.
What that means is we get into a space sometimes where we're winning too much.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And we have to get some self-reflection in the mirror and say, okay, I'm with the CMS girl. I'm not with the intern. I'm with the
Hmm.
CMS girl. Let her get 6 out of these 10 wins. Because I
Right.
really only care about 3 of these wins.
Hmm. That's hard, brother. That's like
But it's something. This is something you got to master.
yeah, yeah. Especially look, my background is basically I did it on my own. I made it on my own. I do it
Me
on my
too.
own.
Hmm.
And sometimes to let somebody else into your world that can help you is a little bit difficult. And I do agree with that.
Well. The help needs to be indirectly, meaning that just by association with you. Because see,
Yeah.
here's here's what you provide women. You provide women a calm listening ear. That's the number one thing these chicks want. They want to tell a long unicorn story. How they lived it. I'm serious.
Yeah, but
How-
do you believe it?
yeah, but you know what? Here's the thing, though, Kwame. We got to
Go
get to the
ahead.
point where we don't care if we believe it. We heard it because in reality, all she wants us to acknowledge is you heard my long ass fable story. Once I mastered that, I was amazed when I found out that was the whole point. The
Oh
whole point
yeah,
was that they just want us to acknowledge, really? That's what
yeah,
happened? Oh, wow.
exactly. They don't even want advice. They just want you to
They,
listen.
they don't even want advice. They don't want a
But
solution.
yep, make sure you're getting a payoff for listening to that long fable story. That's my point. Don't
Well,
be no tampon.
there's a payoff, but like I said, it got to depend on what your payoff is. That's why,
Exactly. It don't have to be sexually. It
yeah,
got to be
please don't let it
you.
just be
Yeah,
pussy.
you got to get something out of that.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Yep.
So that's why
The
I
time
like
is
That's just like why for me, one of the reasons I'm not married yet is because I'm very strategic. And I only speak with psychologists, doctors, uh uh, banking managers. I only interact with women who are strategic. I see some pretty beauticians, estheticians,
Oh, exactly. Yeah,
but I can't holler at them because there ain't no value there for me.
gotcha.
You know what I'm
See,
saying? So, but
you
go
in
ahead.
a, you in another you in the next stage of life. As you're a young boy, and that's why I do like the word to be out there. You can't fall into those traps. It's hard to get out of those traps in your later years of getting knocking these chicks up, getting them pregnant, going through the
Right.
whole child support system. So I do like the word being out there. Young man, watch yourself. It's okay to be sexual active, but protect your seed and all that stuff. But now you're into the realm of building, and you might be like me. You might have always been in that realm of building.
Yeah.
Just
Hey, even when I was on the block,
exactly. You flip your money and do what you got to do. Get on out of there.
get
Right.
on
I,
out of there.
I understand 100%. That's a short game. It's not a long
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
I just understand that. So yeah. So you already had that mindset, even though you still had your sexual fun. You didn't get caught up in all the drama,
Right.
and
And
that's
and
what these
and
brothers need to know.
and that's what I say is I looked at sex early as just recreation. I didn't look at it as a value stick for me spending time with a girl because I always put myself in a position where I was getting that anyway from other areas. What I
Yeah.
mean, what I mean by is 17 years old, before the internet, of course, I sat up here and met a couple and fucked this dude's wife in front of him.
Yeah. Been there.
When I did that, I realized that sex is just sex.
Exactly.
It
It's
ain't nothing.
entertainment.
Yeah, yeah, it's just entertainment.
Oh
And
yeah.
so as I'm 18, 19, and I'm making money, I'm realizing my greatest joy was driving my car.
Exactly. You enjoy life, and life is not starting between a woman's legs. You
Right,
understand? Exactly.
right. So I learned that super early. So when I got to the period, like one year, I went a whole year without even fucking. And it was like I was in other modes of other things going on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then when I realized it, I said, "Oh wow, damn, it has been a minute." And that was after my fiance. And then I said, "Okay, well, let me get to fucking around again." And when I did, I had to entertain women and their egos and attitudes, and I was like, "Whoa,
Right.
whoa." Let me
Right.
go back to the swinger shit.
Exactly. It's a lot easier. Right. He's wham bam.
Whole
Thank you, ma'am, and I'm gone. And I'll see if I see you again. I'll see you again. If I don't, hey, God bless you.
Yeah, I'm going to an orgy and they like, oh, it'll be $100 for the entry or $80 for the no problem. And see,
Right.
once you at that no problem phase and you're not stressing the money, hey, here you come out, walk around, you know what I'm saying? Smile.
Exactly. Butt naked, walking around the floor, and everybody having a good time. There ain't no fighting. And, it's cool.
No problems. So I
Exactly.
say I say all that to say this. Now, when you're interacting with these females, it is better, in my assumption, Kwame, is for us to be more strategic. I would not mess with an intern. I would not even mess with a fellow doctor unless she already has an established practice.
Exactly.
I would look at policy people. That's who I would holler at. People who are policy or medical lawyers.
Exactly.
Um,
Uh, or even tech people who are designing all this new software to do all this stuff by remote and all types of different things. Yeah,
yeah,
it's a lot.
yeah. So that's how I would look at it because once again, we as males, especially in the situation you and I are in medical, we have to be strategic about how we align.
Exactly.
I tell people on this channel all the time, if you fail, at least fail to where you've doubled or tripled your situation.
Of course.
Right. And that's the best thing. Lastly, on the SYSBM thing, here's the thing that I just don't understand. Montana, move to Montana, move to Kansas, move someplace where you're not going to be complaining all the time. But I looked at a popular YouTuber 2 days ago. He showed his studio that he lives in.
Mm-hmm.
You could take 5 steps and be walk through this whole room.
Right.
And I'm like, no wonder you putting out 5 videos a day.
Right.
No wonder you proud about this 60, 80 grand you getting from YouTube.
Yeah, some people they aim low.
Right.
You know, they aim low, brother. You're supposed to aim high. You're supposed to aim for the stars.
I told this one dude because he's been 7 years going to school for a doctor. And I told this dude, I said, you got your face and your real name everywhere.
Right. Exactly. How that's gonna pay off once you graduate and everybody know who you are.
Bruh,
you can get your license pulled for anything.
Right. That's what I'm like. This is almost a wasted adventure.
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing. If that is true, though, I mean, it doesn't take that long to get through school. I mean,
man, look, it's been like 7 because personally, me and that person talked behind the scenes, and they already did 2-3 years at Berkeley. So you done went where you done went, and you did an extra time. Okay. And you allegedly was doing your residency 2 years ago. Bruh, when you quote unquote graduate, if that's the case, what you gonna do? He said, I don't think I'm gonna do blah blah blah. I said, what you gonna do? Research? That's the only thing that's left.
Yeah, and research depend on endowments. If you're not getting that money, somebody's not granting you that money, you won't have no job or no work.
Or you're gonna have to stay overseas.
Yeah, see, that's what I was looking at. I think that's going to be the plan. That's the only plan I can see. I can't see anything else.
Because, man,
you can't bring that back to the States.
And, man, the first thing HR going to do is run you.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a field day. I was thinking the same thing. I kind of think I know who you're talking about. I'm not saying no names.
It don't even make sense.
It don't make no sense at all, bro. I mean, power to him. I love the guy. I mean, I wish him the best. Yeah, but I don't. If that's the case, that's not a smart move. These people got the right to take away your license for anything, or deny you a license for anything. You know, you can't even get the license to get taken away.
Well, see, even overseas, the problem is see. Here's the thing about overseas, and you know, like I know, I lived overseas, and you've done it too. From what you say. When you're overseas, you need to ingratiate yourself to whatever culture you're operating in. That's number one.
Right.
If you're a visitor, you may not have to. But if you're there more than a month, or you're coming back 3 and 4 times, you kind of got to ingratiate yourself into how they operate.
Of course.
A lot of people don't understand that.
And yeah, they'll learn the hard way.
And so with that point, even if the young brother stays, you're by yourself. You don't have Black support. And that's another thing people forget.
I agree. And not only that, it's better to be in the matrix with the USA and then go to that type of situation. But if you killing because you can stack the dollar go a lot further. So you already have cash in hand to build something that you want. But if you're going straight to that situation and try to build, oh my God, it's real hard. You're going to have people who's trying to block you because you're not from that culture. You don't know the customs and the language sometimes, and the government politics, and it's all that included. Trust me.
Man,
I've seen it firsthand. I see
Yeah,
brother.
this is going to be very interesting to see.
Yeah,
Like I said, it's like, especially the and like you said, you're not on social a lot, but I watch a lot of this from my desk.
right.
Uh, you know, when I've recently found out these two people, Nyla and Taz, were scamming several people,
I'm not surprised by that.
I'm like, well, I wasn't surprised when I first heard of these people. I
Okay.
wasn't surprised when I first heard these people. I actually told some of my Wolf students, I said, I'm really thinking that they working together. And then come to find out that's what's happening.
Right.
But it just goes to show you, Kwame, how some of us are willing to wear blackface
Hmm.
and extort other black people.
You know, which is a damn shame. But yeah, I'm not surprised at all. So really, I'm not.
It's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
So when they came out, that didn't surprise me one bit. Yeah.
And then these people who, and then what's so funny is these people who used to be very boisterous are now all of a sudden quiet.
Might be for legal reasons. I do understand why they are. Because what you say
But
may be held against you. Yeah, I definitely
oh
agree.
my goodness, man.
Yeah, I would go radio silent myself. If that was the case.
You can't make this stuff up, man.
Yeah, I know.
It is hilarious. Last point on the women. When it comes to the younger women, like I said, it's a lot of training. It's a lot of training. I mean, she's gonna be grateful. Like my homeboy has the best situation where he went and found the ginger, or ginger found him.
Right.
And she already had a kid by a brother. She always wanted a brother, but unfortunately, she got Tank Top Tony.
Right.
And then when she ran into my homeboy, he was a director of a hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So, he told her, "Man, I don't think I'm ever getting married. I'm gonna need some threesomes. I'm gonna need to be able to hang out with the boy." And she's like, "Cool."
No problem.
Well, now that she's done all that and she's 5 years in, he's like, "You know what? I told her, hey, look, I'm gonna sign this house over to you. If something happened to me, house is yours." So he put her in a position to where, look, you ain't got to kill me.
Right.
You ain't got to argue.
Right.
You already got on paper what most married chicks ain't got.
Exactly. So she got a little investment in this guy, and willing to stick it out with him because she see that he's grateful,
Right.
and he's grateful for her.
Right. And here's the thing, and I just want to hear your information. If more dudes would do that, I think they would have less issue. What do you think?
It's just, I agree. It's just hard to find that person who have that mindset.
I think you
And
got to tell them up front, though, Kwame. I think you
oh
got
yeah,
to.
oh yeah, you got to be honest. Like, look, I live the bachelor lifestyle. I normally have a rotation of women, and I'm open about that. Hey, look, if you don't like how I live, this is America. You got a right to choose. You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you got a right to choose, and trust me, some women can't handle that. They walk away in a minute. They might try it, test it out, see if they like it or not, and then if they don't
True.
like it, they leave. But some look, they into man sharing too, so don't let them. But yeah,
Oh no, don't let them. Don't
yeah,
don't let.
don't let them fool you.
Not
So
up.
if you're the right guy, they would. But yeah, if you could come up to, and it's a business deal. Like a lot of people gotta, I know love and all that other stuff, but they gotta understand if you getting having somebody come into your world like that is actually a business transaction. You guys got to be upfront and honest, and even plan for if things go sideways.
That's been the number one thing. Like when I run into women, the first thing they tell me, "Well, I don't know what I have to offer. You've already done so much." I appreciate your time, sweetheart. I
you
feel
don't,
nothing. I feel
you
nothing.
don't try to work with them at all.
I
Like,
feel nothing about it.
okay, see, I
I
don't look for them for input, but maybe I should. So I appreciate you telling me that.
Yeah, because it's a catalyst for what's to come.
Right.
If I have to convince you, work with you, then I'm propping you up. and I'm missing out on whoever might be at the grocery store tomorrow because I'm dealing with you.
I
I
see.
don't want to do that.
Or you
You
think you searching for unicorns that never may appear?
No, I don't. I think I've bumped into ideal women who just happen to be married. Bumped into ideal women who just happen to be in transition or what have you. The
Right.
timing wasn't right. So there's a bunch of these women who are perfect for me and my situation. It's just I am a mental attitude first type of guy.
Right.
I can build a chick.
That's my next question. Do you have a problem with building a woman then if
No,
she
I can
has
build
that
a chick.
potential? Okay, all right. So because I'm the
Build,
same way, I could build you too. As long as you teachable and know when to sit down and shut up, I could build you to what I
yeah,
need to.
yeah. And see
Yeah.
that's the case. They like somebody said to me, "Oh, you don't seem very classy." I say, "Well, you don't understand what classy is. Classy is not good or evil. Classy is not good or bad.
Right.
Classy is just discipline.
It's a state of mind.
That's all it is.
That's it.
You know, you stay disciplined under pressure with a smile on your face. That's all classy is.
Correct.
And so yeah, I don't think it's a unicorn. I bump into these women all the time. They're just in different situations. And you as a guy sometimes, like I tell my girlfriend now, I don't need for you to work 40 hours.
Correct.
So if you happen to work 40 hours, that's great for you. But as a teammate, I'd rather for you to spend 8 hours at the gym because I got that other part.
Correct. And
I
I
I rather for you to go take a cooking class, beauty class, that
exactly.
that that type of stuff. So if you
Right.
find a part time doing what you're doing, that's less
Mhm.
stressful. And then our third date or fourth date, she asked me, "Well, why do you say that?" I said, "Because women, you guys take stress and difficulty in a different way than men.
Right.
Y'all need that extra day to just, you know what? I ain't even,
Unwind.
yeah,
Exactly.
I'm gonna think.
Yeah, I agree, 100%. Actually, and then you could tell by stress, the cortisol levels in the body start to gain weight, start to
Oh
emotional
yeah,
changes. Yeah, so they do take stress because really, I'm gonna come say to this: they really wasn't built for this world. I mean,
no, not at all.
not to do what we're doing. They really wasn't. They were supposed to be caregivers, compliments, lovers. Take care of the kids situation. So,
Right.
and I agree 100% with what you said. Yeah, I mean, I have no disagreement with what you just said.
Yeah, because see, for us, just like people are amazed how I work around women. And one of my gay coworkers, man, I just couldn't deal with that shit. I said, man, I think this shit. Look, I told him, I said, I think this shit is so funny. I just laugh at a lot of this shit
Right.
because the only thing that's really important is, matter of fact, let me say it a different way. The only thing that's really important is being honest about the work. And the problem with all medical, we rely way too much on technology.
Oh, I agree 100%.
And technology many times is a farce. You go get a better software, a better this, when all you needed was a better managerial process.
Exactly. I agree.
Maybe a part-time person who needs an opportunity.
Right.
I told my office just recently, I said, y'all really need another person because you got blah 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 doing the work of five people just because he likes doing it.
Right.
If that dude was to fall tomorrow, and he's only been in the game 4 years,
Right.
if that dude was to fall tomorrow,
They're done. Right.
shit.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of have him promote him as a manager and treat him well, so he could train everybody else to do what he do to become more efficient. They just gonna work him like a horse until you get tired or somebody else come pick him up
Hey, hey,
and steal him away from you guys.
hey, look, I told him that. I said, dude, if I get to be PM somewhere, I'm coming to give you a percentage off.
Exactly.
He's like, he laughed. Oh, that would be good. I said, you're laughing. I'm very
I'm
serious.
serious, exactly. I know. It's amazing, and it's not. The job is not hard. It's just people make things so hard. The job is easy. It's just people are just. I was telling my girl that the other night. It's not the job. It's just people and their mentalities and the laziness and the get overness. And if you're not watching me, I'm not gonna work. And it's people. If everybody actually got off their ass and did what they're supposed to do, things would go so smooth. It would be no issue at all.
I slightly disagree. I think if people, I don't care if people are lazy. I don't care if people don't get what they supposed to do. I believe that when I create systems, I do it like this because I used to be a teamster. If you, when it comes for the time of accountability, and you got excuses, or you're asking other people to assist you, that's where the problem comes in.
Right.
You do whatever it is you want to do, as long as the goal is met at the time it needs to be met, so it don't affect Kwame.
Well, I agree with that.
When I gotta involve Kwame, when I gotta ask Kwame's input, now I'm in violation.
Right.
Because I should have been studying, researching, whatever I need to do. This person over here, they chose their position and they've mastered their situation. But now they're getting frustrated because Tommy keeps asking them and Kwame every time they get stuck. Every time it's crunch time.
Right.
That's where I think the problem really comes into play. Artists, and I've worked with so many type of doctors. A doctor is an artist. Sit on your ass and have your PA write up most of your shit, and you just sign it.
Exactly. That's what I do all day.
I'm down with that. I'm down with that.
All you need is my license and my signature. That's all
right.
you need.
Right. PA, get to that shit. Exactly. You know, so I get that part of it. Just like my doctors now, your DX is off, this, that. Man, look, you got a bunch of people sitting up there. Rewrite this shit.
Right.
Show it to them. Have them approve it so I can build this shit.
Right. So we can get paid. You know?
Right.
Exactly.
You got stuff sitting on the AR 72 days. What the hell?
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, so-and-so only comes in once a week. You got 4 people sitting up there. Nobody can help her with her stuff. We can't assign her one person to. My God.
People, once again, people make things hard. I mean, hopefully, brother, I don't know your situation. You working on eventually establishing your own business, or you already?
Oh no, I already got two online businesses.
Oh, okay, good. Because it's nothing like having your own, so you can run it the way you want to. Because I do understand they got these sisters in management that they cog blockers. But I'm gonna say on the other side of that, a lot of brothers just don't want to go that road. They don't want to put in that work. They think it's too long, even to be a doctor. They just don't want to do it. And I'm always trying to pull another brother in. You know, they just don't want to.
Well, I tell you this. Everybody's experience is different, but and you probably have also. I've lived in a bunch of states even before I got into medical, and a lot of the discouragement comes from the education level and interacting with other people who don't look like you as a black man, and some of the things you hear. Like I'll never forget. A black male nurse who wrote a paper on how discouraging it was. I think that was his thesis paper, how discouraging it was going through the program. And how shocked he was to realize that all nurses used to be male at some point in time. Mm-hmm. And he did this paper, and the other female nurses were shocked to even learn that nursing used to be all male. Mm-hmm. which just goes to show they have no historical reference on their own career.
Right.
Yes, there are a lot of dudes who have those situations going on, but even in my situation, I got 5 certifications.
Mm.
So discouraging to see how you are hiring at one point in time when I was applying for it for a front desk, and I'm the only one with a CPAR.
Right.
But you hire a young sister who never even worked in medical.
Right.
I can't even go to HR and say nothing because that builds enemies.
Correct.
So now here you are, you spending Kwame's budget money to train this chick. This chick is smiling, asking Kwame if he wants coffee, all this bullshit. And then you get to 4 months, 6 months, maybe 8 months. And then you realize, you know what? We got to get somebody else.
Right.
So why didn't you hire this dude over here? You know what? And look, these are actual answers I got from women. You know what? He interviewed too. He answered the questions too easy. Huh?
That sounds like a man who knows himself.
What?
Yeah, I know. They look, brother. They'll use anything to throw you underneath the bus, and I do agree with that. That's why you got to have your shit together. You really do. And we need brothers that's above upper management to actually pull some of these younger brothers in, so they don't
Right.
even get a shot. They don't even get in the front door. If they are, they're in the mail room or they sweeping or something like that. And these brothers have
Right. Service
a lot
work.
of talent. Exactly, they have a lot of talent.
Now,
Very
I'm
intelligent.
going to give you the secret of how I got in. It's so amazing. Make you laugh a little bit. So, my name is French, right? And my middle name is a royal name, but in American, it looks like a lady's name.
Mhm.
I stopped using my first name and started using my middle name.
Mhm.
Opened up the floodgates, Kwame.
At least you get to the interview, right?
Same resume, Kwame.
Yes, indeed. Yep.
It was like night and day.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Look, I have a position and I still get offers from the fact that my resume is online.
Hmm.
And I'm like, that's all it was?
That's all it takes sometimes. Yep.
The sisterhood. I needed
Yeah.
to hear to be a sister.
Yeah. They look out for each other. That's one thing I do give them. No matter how
Oh yeah,
wrong
I
they
give
are,
that too.
no
Yeah.
matter how wrong they are, they will circle the wagons around each other.
I was out at Grady Hospital in Atlanta back in 2000. Boy, they took a girl straight off the Magic City stripper pole. Hadn't even finished college yet. Gave her a full position in HR.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
A $70,000 position, straight off the stripper pole. Didn't even finish college yet.
Yeah.
My ex-fiance was at Grady. Was that Grady? No, Georgia State.
Mm-hmm.
Finished her basic biology degree. I'm dating I'm with my fiance at the time. So you know what, babe, I'm gonna put in this medical records application for you. Like I'm putting in. I got a medical records certification. I got an RHIT.
Right.
Do you know they called my girl
Wow.
and put her straight in? And this is before I started using my middle name. I couldn't even get an interview with an RHIT.
You can't even get your foot in the door. Just go to show you. Yeah, we really need to be in there. We got to break that pack up some type of way. I don't know how. I'm kind of like being in my situation as a doctor. I don't really have to deal with that situation, but I do see it. I see it all the time, man. And it's sad.
Well, I told my friends, man, if I become famous or something, the first thing I'm doing, I'm uniting. I'm going to industries and I am uniting cats. So they can be protected. I'll be the face. and we'll put these financial dollars to making some things happen because it's ridiculous how urban women of any race play victim and independent at the same time.
Yeah, it's amazing. All right, go behind the psychology of that for me. What do you think, real quick? I know you had to say you had to go, but
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so when women were constantly being disrespected by white women here in America, and I'm gonna dig deep, even German women were being disrespected by white women in America.
right,
They had an appreciation for those men who were looking out for them. You might have had one or two domestic violence. You might have had 1 or 2,000 rapes, but the majority of the guys had some level of appreciation. He's a drunk, but he's a this and that, but you see what I'm saying?
right.
Because those women understood nothing's perfect. Okay. The same way the guys understood she's a whore, but she's a this and that, but. Well, then when the Voting Act came around, white women realized, wait a minute, the black man is helping these bitches. The white man is not really helping us. We're just his wife.
Right.
These chicks got an opportunity to outdo us. Let's bring this feminism shit back in here again.
Okay.
Let's bring this girl power.
Right.
So now the black woman has no, and you used to have these interviews where older black women were telling some of the young college black. I think the number one problem is that young people do not research history before they talk. That's the biggest issue. When a young person gets on a microphone, on a YouTube or anything, they have no historical reference for half of the crap they say. So when you had this happening, German women were realizing, okay, I can start really just being white. Polish women, I can just start really being white now. Russian women, you know what? I can just be white.
Right.
Little known fact, the Russian girl just left The View not long ago. No, people didn't even know she was Russian. There was a spy in the Republican Party. She was Russian. And see, people starting to realize how easily Russians can hide, okay, in plain sight. So with all that, I'm saying that the black woman started getting fooled that all that stuff was important. But what she didn't realize, you only have what you have because the elevator man fought for you. The factory worker fought for you.
Sure.
They didn't want you in these spaces. Okay.
Right.
Now that she's in the office, Ronald Reagan does something real smart. I'm going to take power away from families. This is why I tell white Republicans all the time that they're really not about family because of what Reagan did. I'm going to give away the tax credit for married people, and I'm going to give it to single women.
True.
Why would you do that?
I agree.
Then I'm going to increase WIC. Jimmy Carter had a policy that said in order to receive welfare, you had to be a 2-parent home. A lot of people didn't know that because he only served 4 years. Reagan said, I'm going to undo that 2-parent home to a 1-parent. Huh? So within 2 years, Reagan changed the whole landscape.
Hey, didn't he also do no fault divorce?
And no fault divorce.
Right.
So Reagan crippled family structure. Now he added the crack cocaine on the streets. Sure, everybody was sniffing coke, but Coke was not nothing that you would get stuck on.
Exactly. It's a recreational drug.
Yeah, it was like sniffing caffeine, but at a higher rate. You know, chewing a coca leaf, same thing. Shit, at one point in time, you had Coca-Cola in the soda. I mean, cocaine in the soda. Okay, so all that said, now we got a form of making that cocaine a mist, vaporizing it. Oh, wait a minute. That's a different type of thing on the biology of physiology of people. That's a different thing. Same thing vaping now. Vaping everybody ain't benefiting from vaping. Sorry, we lost Kwame. Everybody ain't benefiting from vaping. So with that type of thing going on, people started to have a different type of effect. Okay. So here's what I mean by different type of effect. When you had those three things going on, when Kwame's back, when you had those three things,
kick me
when
off.
you have those three things going on, Kwame, the history of voting, the Reagan period, and how drugs entered the market, the people that survived was only the professional people. All other people, they didn't survive. And the children of that came out damaged. Now, the children are coming out damaged, but those Ronald Reagan laws are in place. And the illusion of girl power is in place. Now it's time to be anti-male. But the black woman doesn't understand, Kwame, her counterparts, the German women, the white women, they're still culturally bound.
Oh yeah, they know they need that man, even though they might talk some crap. Exactly, they know.
Yeah, they're not playing this shit to the hilt. No. But the black woman never came out of that. So that's what I think about it. I think that now that Pakistanis and Indians are starting to force the daughters of black women into boy jobs, and the boy has to compete for a McDonald's job with the black girl. Slowly, they are aging out black women, and black women are being replaced with Africans and Indians.
I agree. I see it all the time.
Right. But then the black women act like they don't see it. Girl, it's about get the bag. Get the bag don't help Black China. Get the bag ain't helping Cardi B. Cardi B is going to have a terrible divorce. You know, so this is the point I'm making, is that they're in this illusion, and people like you and I, the black elites, we are looked at like, ugh, until we are needed. But then by that time, we're so separated that it's like it's self-preservation for us.
Yeah. So what do you see for the future then, brother? Where are we going? And then I'm going to go ahead and let you go.
One or two things going to happen. Cataclysmic. Something cataclysmic is going to happen. The virus has already shown you that Mother Nature has gotten tired of the virus called man. The virus called man is doing too much shit. Mother Nature's just getting tired. You know, it's. I wouldn't be surprised, because you heard about this second wave of.
Yeah, I heard China.
Yeah. Because all they did was seal up those people in their homes and let them die.
Yeah, I know, which is pretty barbaric, but yeah.
So, brother. So what's happening now is, whether we get through the virus thing or not is irrelevant. What's happening now is, I'm hoping the economy takes a real hard hit,
right,
because people like you and I are already in a position to where we can
take advantage.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm already in position.
Right. And so it will also make people realize that what they thought was true was never fucking true.
Right.
And so for help, so regarding to the black community, I think that people like myself, like I at some point in time, I'm going on Fox Soul because I made a connection down there,
Okay.
and they trying to get guests, so I'm gonna go. But more and more people like myself who are able to have a polite conversation
Mhm.
need to start coming to the forefront and having those conversations, because the the narrative that we get like a lot of times from black men who are apologists
Mhm.
or women first type of dudes,
Mhm.
that needs to go away. And that's your answer. We need to get rid of the guy who is woman first. Just got to go.
I agree. Look, men build families and lead homes, you know,
Hey, hey,
and build society.
it's
They
the
do.
same thing I said to some men's rights guys, man. Because they was like, why don't more black men be involved? I said, see, I told the white guy, I said, see, you don't know the history of men's rights. Black dudes have always been trying to advise white guys, but you guys want to be white.
Exactly.
You want to talk anti-black.
Exactly.
And then this one dude started talking anti-black. I said, see, this is my point. If we're all male and we're gonna practice maleism, then let's do that. But you can't have it both ways. You can't be a men's rights and then be critiquing Asian folks, critiquing Latins, critiquing blacks. Because
Right.
now you're poisoning the whole idea of maleism.
Right. Unity. Male unity.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. We got to go back to what it was when the racist white man didn't like us, but he was willing to see us work and not get nobody overseas,
Correct.
because getting people overseas is suicide ultimately. It's a billion people don't have nothing.
Right.
You're gonna bring them all and ask Kwame's son to fight the war?
Exactly. Not only that, they come over with different not cultures but political societies that it's norm for corruption and communism. So they
Yeah.
used to you can't bring that into American society. We about freedom and constitution and all that stuff. That goes directly against the constitution of what this country is, unless you try to destroy the country, which may be the issue, and maybe that's what the plan is.
Well, let's put it like this. So when I was living in Surrey, England, there was so much slavery going on, but nobody saw it as that. But I was like, wait a minute. He has a domestic worker at his house?
Right.
Not just a maid, not a butler, but like a domestic worker. And then you start hearing about these Serbian dudes who was locked in the attic, and these Nigerians and these Ethiopians who was locked in the basement and
Yeah.
chained. And
Yeah.
so in 2010, even though slavery was over with, because they had so many Indian immigrants, and I'm putting it on India because most of them are the ones who had it.
Mhm.
2010, they created a second law. You cannot have people forcefully on your property.
Hmm.
So, what I try to tell people all the time, and this goes to your point, people are coming to this country and they have their own views of this, that, and the third. You never corrected that, and you're not asking them to fight fight these wars.
Right.
You're asking younger and younger children. You're asking Kwame to go on his fourth, fifth, sixth tour because you keep bringing people in who are not fighting. Maybe 200 of them are. When the last time you seen a dude with a turban in a military uniform, American military uniform?
I seen one on the movies. I just seen
Right.
1917. That's
There,
it.
there's probably only 30 of them. I saw a paper that somebody did. Most of
Oh,
them are a Sikh.
right.
So my point is, you don't even have the guys who you're letting into country represent the military force.
Exactly.
And that's because these young black dudes are kept broke and poor, and they feel like, well, I'll go carry a gun. Do you realize Army has the highest black female applicants?
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's how
So
it was coming up, though, brother. Look, you either go to college, you go into the military, or you get a job.
right.
And that was
And
our
and
only three options.
and that's why I said a lot of these women, as I see, they don't realize what's coming. The next cataclysmic thing is going to show, hey, look, if you're a black man just doing just enough, you're going to hurt. You're going to hurt hard. And if you're a woman and you're unprotected through money, career, or team, you're going to hurt hard. Look at all these people crying over the virus.
Yeah, no. And it just began a
Right.
month ago. Right. Well, my question is, they always saying, if they're going to come back and they're going to be begging, do you want them back? And do you trust them once they come back?
They're not going to beg. Let's just be clear on
They
that.
too proud and arrogant? Okay.
No, they're not going to beg. What the black man doesn't realize is he's going to hurt just as bad, if not worse.
Right.
And what's unfortunate about a lot of black men that don't advance, they live in a fantasy. They live in a constant fantasy. It's like my friend. He worked 7 years as a janitor for the public school system. But he never advanced his career. He never became supervisor. He never advanced what he was doing. Well, come to find out, they changed contracts, and now he's just out.
Right.
So at 50 years old, you're now going to work for Home Depot. Your wife, she's a cosmetologist. Now she's struggling with her health at home. What did you do?
Yeah,
Now
right.
you got the virus and you ain't worked in over a month. Your wife is in the hospital. Well, what are you doing?
Sure. I definitely agree. Like I said, a lot of people, it's this thing caught everybody off, well, not everybody, a lot of people off guard. And they say the statistics is majority of the Americans only have what, $500 in savings in the bank for emergency purposes. So how far can $500 take you?
Wait. When you go to Target and Walmart, the shelves are getting bare.
Exactly. You know, it's only a matter of time before the hyperinflation kicks in. You know, so we're looking at some hard days, brother.
Even if we come out of it, Wall Street is not going to be the same because Wall Street is going to do a lot of catch up. And the number one thing that Wall Street is going to do once they start rocking and rolling, most of the people with money is going to wait. Because why would you put a bet down on the dice table and you ain't seen nobody roll yet?
Exactly. So they waiting for the crater to bottom out.
Yeah, I mean, might as well at this point.
That's smart. Exactly. Let's call it intelligence. You know.
Hey, let the treasury reset.
Exactly.
Everybody who takes a loss takes a loss.
Yeah.
I'm looking at I'm out here in California. These houses like $1 million and all this stuff. Nah, it's gonna be at least $200,000 loss minimum.
Yeah.
Everybody who bought these high price houses, guess what?
You're over water.
Yeah.
Underwater.
Upside down.
Upside down. Yep. Underwater, upside down. Yeah, it's gonna be bad, brother. So it's the same. Wait, look, brother.
All right, man. Let me get up out of here.
Yeah, me too, man. Thanks.
All right, check in next time, Kwame. We got to talk some more medical shop, man.
All right, we'll do. Take care, brother.
Peace.